Okay, here's one for you. This is the DD600 Digital Delay. There are 3 delay pedals in this range. There's this one, standard delay. There's one with a reverb, which is the Digital Delay reverb. Then there's the echo machine, which does modelling of tape, analog and digital. This is the basic delay, the DD600. And basically you've got a mono input, and you've also got a tempo input to set the tempo. There are some modes that this can be set into, where you can set the tempo using a foot pedal. Now, I have plugged into that a standard sustain pedal, non-latching type. This is from a Kurzweil keyboard. It's the type of pedal that if you're playing piano, say you're playing a piano sample preset for a synth or something, you hold this down and it sustains the notes. It doesn't require any power, it's passive, and it seems to work 100% with this pedal. So that would imply that any passive sustain pedal will work to activate the tempo. And you basically just go click, click, click to set your tempo. Okay, so that's the inputs as well as the power connector. Then on this side there are 2 outs, pan out and out A. Out A is your standard output carrying the delay and the dry signal in all modes except for one of these modes selected by this mode switch, which is the ED mode, and in that mode it's the only stereo mode, and in that case one takes the dry signal and one takes the delay signal, so you don't use that ED mode unless you're running this in stereo. The pedal goes up to 2000 milliseconds or 2 seconds in time, but in stereo mode that is reduced to a maximum of 400 milliseconds. Okay, so you generally would use this as a mono pedal with your guitar rig. Okay, now as for the controls, you've got level, which adjusts the level of the guitar relative to the echo. When it's completely counterclockwise off, you hear no delay at all. When it's up full, the delay is as loud as the dry guitar signal, if not just slightly louder. I tend to have that at about 11, 12 o'clock. Then you've got your feedback, going from no feedback at all, that's the amount of echo repeats for noobs, yeah, up to endless echo repeats, right? I tend to have that again about 11 o'clock, 10 o'clock or 12 o'clock depending. And then you're into your 2 final controls, which is the actual delay time. Okay, this is the coarse delay time, which also doubles as a mode selector, and this is the fine delay time. Okay, so starting at the bottom counterclockwise in this mode control, you've got mode 1, 2, 3 and 4, and they are basically 4 preset coarse delay times, which you then fine tune with this secondary delay time adjuster. So that's 1 to 50 milliseconds, 50 to 200 milliseconds, 200 to 800 milliseconds, 800 to 2000 milliseconds, and then you adjust up or down those values using this secondary fine tuner to adjust the delay time to be just what you want. That's the first 4 modes. The last 4 modes, that's 11, 10, 9 and 8, are fixed tempo modes. This secondary delay time doesn't work. Okay, basically the tempo is fixed according to the tempo that red light is flashing at, and that's where your foot pedal comes in for setting the delay time. So you set the time by stomping on the pedal to get the tempo of the track you're playing along with, and then these last 4 modes, 11, 10, 9 and 8, yeah, or 8, 9, 10 and 11, they give you fixed tempo. In other words, the repeats will be in time with that flashing light, whatever you've set with the pedal, right? And you get quarter notes, eighth notes, dotted eighth and triplets. Okay, and that leaves these 3 little inner modes. Okay, and they are the ED, that's the stereo one I told you about, where then these 2 stereo outs work, but you wouldn't use that normally. A reverse, which is rather pleasant, and that goes from 1000 to 2000 milliseconds. And then this last mode called hold, which is where you're supposed to hold down on the pedal and capture a sound, and then that plays back infinitely, you know, but it's rather hard to trigger it perfectly. And your hold time is from 1 to 2 seconds. As I say, the full delay time on this pedal is 2000 milliseconds or 2 seconds at its maximum, but in stereo it only goes up to 400 mil. But as I say, you would tend to use this just in mono with your guitar rig. So let's see how much time we got. Oh, not much. This is going to be hard to fit all this in. Okay, let's start off with the lowest delay times. That's your standard delay times, where this is your coarse selector and that's your fine tuner. That's the 50 milliseconds max. I'll put it on max with the secondary fine tempo delay adjuster, and this is maximum. You get a fast slap back delay, very metallic. Okay, and then of course you can turn more feedback up on that if you want, or less, or whatever, right? Okay, second mode gives you from 50 to 200. That's on its maximum, and you can adjust it. Yeah. Your third one gives you 200 to 800. And you can adjust it again using this secondary adjuster there. Just get this more in shot. There we are. And the last one is 800 to 2000, which goes from 800 milliseconds there all the way up to 2000 milliseconds. And that's with lots of feedback. Okay, so that's the first 4 modes. Coarse tuning of the tempo delay time with this control in 4 different stage presets, and then you fine tune the tempo of the delay using the secondary delay tempo control. Then we go into, I'm going to leave the hold one for now, and I'm going to leave the stereo one because we can't demonstrate that. Go for the reverse. This is number 6. And that goes from 1000 to 2000 milliseconds, and you adjust the time using this secondary delay again. And I really like that reverse, right? Then number 7 we're in now. That's the ED mode, which I'm getting the echo signal only because normally the dry guitar will be coming out of pan out, so you don't use that with a normal guitar rig. Alright, and that then leaves, if I can show you it, the hold one. Alright. Oh dear, it's a bit difficult. Let's see if we can do this. Hold, here we go. I have to play a hammer on because I've got to use a hand for this instead of a foot. But basically, I'm going to hold this pedal down and it will capture this hammer on that I'm going to play. Hang on, let me try it. Here we go. That wasn't very good. Stop it, try again. And then you've got the thing captured, the red light's on showing it's captured, and you just not a lot of use I have for those at gigs. And finally got these 4 tempo modes, and that's where this foot pedal comes in. So I can set the tempo like this, watch. 1, 2. See how it's flashing now? Yeah. 1, 2. Slower. Right. 1, 2. That's my tempo. So with the mode switch set to number 8, which gives us quarter notes, we get this in time with that flashing light. I'm going to play it on the beat with that flashing light. Quarter notes. Next one, eighths. Come on. 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eighths. Next one is dotted eighths. This is harder to play along. 2, 3, 4, 1. Yeah, and lastly 16ths. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and of course you adjust your feedback and level and things. Right, have I managed to get it within 10 minutes? Yes, just. So that's the DD600.